Welcome everybody to Ask AP Live, my favorite night of the week. Come on in, get comfortable because we have another amazing show tonight. Come on in, make sure you share and tell a friend that the Ask AP Live show is on. Welcome. We are still celebrating Black History Month with Black fashion. Tonight we are highlighting Barack Obama, who was the 44th president of the United States of America and the first Black president ever. Barack Obama signed many landmark bills in his first 2 years in office, and the most famous one ever, of course, is Obamacare. Oh, thank you, Rhea. Obamacare. Wikipedia says that Barack Obama is the most favorite president of them all, and as you know, as he should be, because he was the first Black president. So shout out to Barack Obama for paving the way for so many of us and letting us know that if we want to be president, we can. Tonight's show is sponsored by Get Lushy. My girl Ash Couture, if you are on here, girl, thank you so much for believing in my show and wanting to sponsor with me. It is Get Lushy Hair Products was created by master hairstylist and hair loss practitioner Ash Couture. Get Lushy is all natural ingredients that will penetrate each layer of hair to strengthen, hydrate, and add moisturizer. So if you need all of that good stuff, make sure you visit the website, getlushy.com. I am so excited to see all of these familiar faces on here, and I got a couple of new folks. So, of course, make sure you let me know where you're from. I think Oregon is in the building. I love Oregon. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Ebony. They are always on the show. Thank y'all so much. I think Ebony's from LA, I think. So, what's up, LA? You are on the show. Well, what time is it in LA? What is it? 9 here? It was like 5 there or something. Thank you so much for tuning in. Steph is on the show. Steph is always on the show. Hey, girl. I appreciate you all so much for tuning in. Tonight's guest is Celebrity Stylist and Creative Director Marv Neal. We are still celebrating Black History Month with Black fashion. There's no other way to celebrate our people. Well, there are other ways to celebrate our people, but I'm telling you, we like to dress. So Black fashion just came to mind when I thought about Black History Month, and I'm excited for Marv to be on the show tonight. Michigan, I know y'all in the building. Texas, what up? Texas is in the building. Super excited to have Texas on. And so as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, I'm just highlighting people that are in fashion this month because, you know, Black folks, we like to dress. So what other way to celebrate ourselves and our style and our culture than to have some Black fashion stylists on the show. So that's how my mind was working this time. Marv should be on the show in just a few. So do me a favor. Make sure you share this live with some people. Bring them on in. Add them, mention them, whatever you need to do. Let's get these numbers up tonight because it's another amazing show. If you have not ever seen Ask AP Live, it is a good show. And you can also tune into other shows that are on my page and on my YouTube, Ask AP. Please share. Please share. Thank you for joining us, Keisha. And everybody else that's on here. I truly appreciate you. Again, shout out to my sponsor, Lushy. Get Lushy. They are sponsoring the show tonight. I'm super excited. Thank you, Rhea. Thank you so much, girl. Let me put my sponsor on the screen so y'all can see. Thank y'all so much. Come on in. I'm just putting stuff up here, guys. Oh, God, April. Like, really? Bear with me, y'all. Share, 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 share. Marv should be here in just a second, and we will get started. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I see so many familiar faces. That always makes me feel good. Marv is here, so we can get started. Let's get Marv on in here. And Marv is coming in. Hey, Marv!
What up, baby? How you?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm good. You looking good?
I look a mess, Marv. I pulled the wig out the closet and put a hat on it.
That's fine. That
That's
works.
exactly what I had. That's how I had to come tonight.
That's how you had to come today, huh?
That's
Ain't nothing
how
wrong with it.
When that hair appointment ain't until Friday, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to make it work, right?
Thank you so much, Marv, for being on the show tonight. I know you are a super busy guy. And
man, please. I ain't too busy for my people.
Listen, I always honor relationships. I always honor my people. So I just want to honor you tonight because you could have been doing anything and you took time out to be on my little old show.
Ain't nothing little about you. You the man.
I just so appreciate it so much. So thank you. I will not keep you long.
You can have me as long as I don't have nothing to do, so you got me.
Oh, what? Hey, you ain't saying nothing because you know I can talk, right?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm here.
You know I know how to talk. Okay, so everybody, this is Marv Neal. He is a celebrity stylist and a creative director. Marv be shutting things down. If y'all don't know Marv, y'all will know him tonight. I know y'all do. If you're from Detroit, you definitely know who Marv Neal is. So let's start with foundation. Mm-hmm. I like to start with the basis. Before we get into all of the other stuff, let's start with, I believe that foundation kind of shapes us and makes us who we are. So let's start off with the younger Marv and how you grew up.
Okay. So born and raised on the North End, which is on, the east side of Woodward. So it's considered east side, but it's in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Born and raised to a single mother. Mm-hmm. 4-5 generations of women in the house, I think. So that's where the fashion kind of comes from.
Oh, for sure.
And then the men, my grandfather and them were like, the old school players. Everybody wanted to be a part of Motown.
Yeah, for sure.
So it comes from that. Born and raised in Detroit, went to Detroit Northern, which is right up the street from where I grew up, which is now a girls' school now. Yeah. Right on Woodward and Claremont. So just that middle of the city, kind of like Highland Park is right there. The west side is across Woodward. Yeah. The east side is, on this side of town. So it's just really, the middle of the heart of the city. Detroit. Yeah, in the heart of the city. And was basically over there, even though we moved east, I was over there every day for 30 years, maybe until my grandmother passed away. So I was like over there all the time. But yeah, that's basically it. Born and raised in Detroit. Never moved, never left. Just always been a staple here, trying to be a staple here in the city.
You are a staple here in the city. So let's talk about when you first fell in love with fashion. I know you said you came from 5 generations of women. And of course, us ladies, we have a lot of style.
Yeah, y'all do.
But y'all tell us like that moment. And it's always a moment that we know something is for us. Tell us what that looked like for you.
I think probably I'll say like maybe 3rd grade. I can remember being like wanting to make sure I looked fresh going to school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't, not that I wasn't before, but I'll say around 8 is when I really knew I wanted to dress myself and I knew I wanted to do something within fashion. Like I knew, like I remember sketching Jordan gym shoes at like 8. I remember the guys in the class were kind of like, we were even then comparing gym shoes or who was fresh. Like that was just kind of like a natural thing for me. So I think people that went to school with me that see what I'm doing out there not really shocked at what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's dope.
Like I don't think they're really like shocked, like, oh, he doing, like I always kind of like, that was my thing.
So pretty much it was just in you from
it was in me. It was everybody else had their thing and I was good at sports and I was good at, I was I guess you could say I was popular, but fashion was my thing. It was just innate. It was just an innate thing for me to kind of like gravitate towards. Like, it was just easy.
Talk a little bit about breaking in the industry as a stylist, as a creative director. Talk about what that looks like initially. So for some people who may be looking on the live right now, somebody that may want to break into that field, talk about what it looks like getting into it.
So getting into it here in Detroit is a little harder than maybe another city.
That's a
solely
good place
because Detroit is like everybody dresses well or tries to keep themselves up. Mm-hmm. Everybody has the same kind of story like me, pretty much. If you came from that 80s and 90s kind of generation. So I think for people that breaking in, for me, it was harder because, one, I don't look like a stylist. Two, I don't look like a stylist. Three, I don't look like it. You know what I mean? So it's that, without saying too much, or, you know.
What do you mean you don't look like a stylist? What does that mean?
I don't think, I'm 6 feet. I'm a big guy. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I look mean. If you see me in the street, I look mean. Like, I don't try to, but I know how I might, like, I'll walk past the mirror myself and be like, damn, he's that. But I'm a hood guy. You know what I mean? I'm from the hood. Like, I can't help it. Like, you a Dexter girl. I'm a North End guy. Like, that's just what it is. You know? So breaking into the industry, back to your question, it's just not easy because we didn't have a quote unquote fashion industry here. Mm-hmm. So of course we had the people that may have had a t-shirt brand, no diss to them, or you had the the Maurice Malones and certain Tracy Reese's and the certain people that are black and from the city, but they moved away to do what I'm doing.
Right.
So I think that for people that's here that are now, it's a bunch of stylists that are now that's here, that is dope. It's just about doing the work. I don't really think it's an answer to it. It's just kind of like, for me, I can speak for me, I just paid for photo shoots because I didn't know how to build a portfolio. I thought I had to go to New York to do this, and see what I'm doing. Because nobody here was doing it. It was, and I hate to say that because I'm sure it was people that were doing it, but working retail is not wardrobe styling.
Right.
You know what I mean? I work retail, so I know the difference between retail sales and wardrobe styling. You have them saying it now because Saks and Neiman think it's cool to say. Yeah. But that's just not what it is. A wardrobe stylist is a wardrobe stylist, fashion stylist, and sales is a salesman. You know what I mean? It's totally different things, which both can help you with your career, which it helped me with mine. But I think looking at it from here is just that. It's about building your portfolio and finding out exactly what it is you want to do. For those that are listening, like, some people want to do strictly runway. Mm-hmm. Some people want to do just strictly commercial stuff. Some people only want to do regular photo shoots, or some people want to do artists or celebrities, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or don't want to do regular people. So it's just about having your different, because you can do them all, but it's just about having the answer to what you want to do, so you won't be all over the place.
Talk a little bit about, for those who don't understand, what a portfolio should look like, because in different careers, we all have portfolios, and it's different for all of us. Yes. So in the fashion industry, is there, you talked about knowing what you want to do, mm-hmm. and the different lanes. So is that a different portfolio each time for each one, or is there a specific portfolio for somebody that does what you do?
It's not a specific one. It's just basically, as a fashion stylist, you would want to have every magazine clipping or magazine that you styled, every celebrity artist that you styled, your pictures, basically showing, if you, for the next job that you get or agency, showing them that this is what you did. Okay. And so it's no different than you having an EPK of all of your interviews that you did with people on the radio or whatever, but it's just the hard copy of a portfolio. I'll get up and grab it too before we leave.
Oh yeah, okay.
So to show you, but it's just a hard copy of basically like a big magazine, but it's just all of the pictures of the stuff that you've done. So it's basically like like when you go on an interview, or when I go on interviews or go on go-sees or go to stores at Somerset, if they don't know me, I would show them my portfolio, which will give them the let to be like, oh, you know, this is what you do, because they're not used to nobody from Detroit having it like that. Which is, social media is great, and sending somebody a PDF is great, but having it to show them in front of you always gets you the job.
So going into just getting your foot in the door, and a lot of people think that stuff like this happens overnight, and I talk a lot about this on each show with each individual person, about, you know, in our careers, and people look at us and they think like, you know, we woke up yesterday and today we are where we are. So I want you to just explain what that looks like for you, how things don't happen overnight, and give a little bit of detail on how long you've been doing what you're doing, and how you're still doing it and staying relevant, because I think that's important.
Yeah. So my first fashion job was working at the Gap in '98. And then years after that, I worked for the city of Detroit, but I would always, because we were going to clubs, T Woods parties, and everybody parties, we were hanging out a lot. You know, all of us were hanging out every weekend, or even during the week, Tuesday, $2 Tuesday, or whatever.
Ooh,
and all my friends, you know, all my friends would just ask me what to wear, or wear some of my stuff, or help them mix it up, because, you know, you go out so much, you running out of shit to buy now.
Yeah, of course.
So it's been a long time, man. It's been, like I said, my first fashion job was in '98. I got accepted to Parsons School of Design in '98. I didn't go though, because this was pre-Project Runway. It was no, you know, my grandmother and them to have no money to send me to New York. And then, you know, people back then was like, if you moved to New York, you knew you was gonna have 60 roommates and all of that. So it's been you know, a long time. I'll say my professional career started in like 2000 and I'll say maybe 7 or 8. My little cousins and them started rapping.
After embarking into the industry in '98, you first got that big step in 2000 what?
2007.
See, you've been working for a long. This is the part I like to show people, because people think things happen overnight.
Yeah, it took a long time, because I didn't know, because by that time I'm 27, so I didn't know if I had missed the bus. I didn't know if
that's a real place.
Yeah, you know, I didn't know if I could still do it here, or if it was a thing. You know, I just didn't know. It wasn't a lot of stuff online for it. It was my dream to do. And my little cousins and them wound up started rapping, and they would be like, "We going to Ohio, dress us," or "We want to wear your clothes." You know, I had all these Pelly coats and all of this shit back then, and I would just do that, and I would go with them to New York. We would all be in a car, go to New York and do it, and they would introduce me to all these people at these labels and stuff as their stylists. And then a couple of years went by. I broke my ankle. Maybe the year before I broke around the same time, Mia started Glamourholic stuff. I started styling officially, and she would do photo shoots for her Glamourholic, or Confessions of a Glamourholic, her blog then. And she would just have me come to her house and help her with her clothes.
So is that where the creative director, because you're a celebrity stylist and a creative director. Yeah. So those are two different hats.
Two different hats for sure. And then it would just be like, I started doing stuff with her, and then I started paying for my own test shoots. So test shooting is basically where you pay, or you get with a team, hair, makeup, and photographer, and then you come with the clothes, and y'all all trade for print to make stuff for your portfolio.
Okay. And so this is something that you all can individually use?
Yeah, so everybody gets the same pictures or the edits or pick their edits and pay for whatever. Okay. And then I did that a lot. So it's been 10 years just last week for that, like January something. But it's just been, it's never, I mean, you know, from the game that you in, it's always highs and lows. It's never a straight, even road.
Yes, sir.
You know, you never know if you're going to get a call. I'm not too funny about not getting it. I will work another job. You know what I mean? I'm a hustler.
For sure.
I will go and get a job until I can't work this job because I get called to do a movie. Like, I'm that kind of person. Like, I'm going to do some ripped up denim. I'm going to do a photo shoot for half the price I charge because I got bills to pay. You know what I mean? So it's just like whatever. But yeah, it's been a while. It's been like, I'll say 10 solid years where you get all of the stuff that's been on my resume and all on in my portfolio, where it's been the Tony Braxtons and everybody around the city that come here or that, you know, I wind up working with. So it's been like
talk about getting those type of people, like styling, you know, being a celebrity stylist and getting those. I always talk about relationship, because you have to have relationship with people, and a lot of people, like you said, you'll do something, you know, half off or however, just so you can get in that door. And a lot of people don't understand that relationship is so much more than money.
Yeah,
you know,
pro bono is more than anything. Like, I've done a lot of, my first big celebrity was Tony Braxton. And that came from shooting Miss Corona because Piper Carter worked at Shane Park, and Piper had just moved back from New York. And I always bring Piper up because she moved back from New York, did Italia Vogue. She was the first Black woman to shoot for Italia Vogue. And she sent me this long, detailed email like, "Hi, Marv Neal, I heard about you and your work is amazing." And I'm looking at the email like, is this Piper emailing me? You know what I mean? Like, why are you emailing me like this?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know that you knew who I was." And I'm like, "Piper, everybody know who you are." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you are Piper Carter. You know what I mean? So she was, I mean, you know, and I love the humbleness of her. Absolutely. So that job, I mean, from shooting with Miss Corona, rapper Miss Corona, styling her 2 or 3 times back then, Piper had got the writer from Tony Braxton People, and she just came off her tenure from doing Vegas. And she had, damn, I can't think of the guy, but she had a designer with her that had did all her custom tearaway stuff for Vegas, you know, like some on her share type shit. On her share type thing. And but in her writer, she asked for, you know how celebrities ask for certain stuff. She asked for a wardrobe stylist. And Piper called me and was like, "Hey, I don't know what you can do, what you can get your hands on. I'll get her measurements and everything for you." And I just used a bunch of like stuff from like Carla's store, because this was like 2013. So I had a little name for myself, but I wasn't like big in Neiman or Saks, like I can go and get what I want to get like now, kind of. Right. But it was kind of like I was super nervous. I didn't know what I wanted to, you know, what I was going to be able to do. But it wound up working out good because her designer was there, and he basically, I'm sorry, it'll come back to me his name, because he's a big guy. It'll come to me, but he basically was like, "Help me pick out what she's going to wear tonight here in your city." And he was kind of like, "Show me your portfolio." You know what I mean? "You got a portfolio?" I'm like, "Yeah." Show my portfolio. He's like, "Damn, you good. Why you still here?" You know what I mean? Because this is when Detroit, you know, Detroit wasn't really, it was kind of on the upcome of what's happening now. Yeah. And he was kind of like, "You should, you know, you good, bro. You should go ahead and leave." And I was like, "No, I ain't gonna go nowhere." Because Piper kept telling me, like, "Don't leave. You shouldn't leave. You shouldn't leave." So I wound up doing that, and he kind of like put me to the test there. He was like, "Can you sew?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can sew." He was like, "You can hand sew." I was like, "Yeah." So he was like, "Help me hand sew these bands around the wrist." I was like, "Oh, okay." I did the shit, and it was just too good. And he was just looking at me like, "Okay, you know, that's one." So then he was like, well, let's go to, it was me and him, the makeup artist. And we went to, I took them to Sweetwater because they had never had Sweetwater. They had, one guy had heard about it. And they just was cool. You know what I mean? They were cool black men. And they were just like, you good, keep doing what you're doing. Whenever you leave, you know, if you leave, if not, keep fighting. And we had a good time. I was backstage with Tony Braxton and them. All the sisters were there, except for Tamar, because this was when they were starting to blow up more from the show. And that's pretty much how that relationship happened. But that's where a lot of the relationships with celebrity stylists, my celebrity clients came from, or the football guys came from, like Timothy Paul. A lot of them are Qs. So Timothy had me style them, and then it built relationships from that.
Absolutely.
So it's always been like, Marv, you know, oh, this person needs somebody to do their closet over. Call Marv. You know what I mean? This person needs going out of town, they need clothes. Call Marv. So it's always about, like I seen someone say on there, it's always about pro bono, because all the time you don't and you won't get paid. But if you in the room with millionaires, eventually you'll be a millionaire.
That's how it works.
Sometimes sometimes you have to be like, when you know it's a budget, but sometimes it just don't be a budget for shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to, sometimes you got to stroke an ego or scratch some back when it makes sense for you. You know, it ain't always going to be, somebody might tell you, hey, I can't get you no job, or tell you, but if you could fly out here, I'm having a party at my house and it's going to be everybody there. So it's up to you to get your ticket to fly out there, or they going to...
Listen, I feel like we will never be big enough to humble ourselves in that aspect.
No, I'm never not. I'm always going to
You know what I'm saying? Both of us have been doing what we do for a very long time.
A long time.
And when the opportunity presents itself, I'm telling you, I'm going at the relationship
me too.
more than I'm going for the money. Because the relationship is going to get you in the door, and it's going to keep you in the door.
And knowing people, like, I don't treat none of them celebrities. I treat them with respect.
Absolutely.
But I don't gawk, and I don't, I'm cool. I'm first off, I'm old, so I'm not starstruck. It's just like, even the people that I love, like, I wasn't starstruck when I seen them, because I have been probably talking to them on social media for so long.
Yeah.
So it's just about treating them like regular people and not being like on their ass, you know what I mean? Or just kind of like, I'm really cool anyway. And I'm kind of like, not standoffish, but you kind of like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And then it's kind of like, I don't want to be all on your back because you having your drink. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk to you about clothes right now. You drinking, you doing your thing. I just know about good timing. I know how to jump in when it's time to jump in. Right. I think that's important too.
Talk a little bit, Marv, about, you talked about people asking you, like, when are you leaving, and going to New York and just moving away from Detroit. And I myself have tried this plenty of times, and it has never worked. So talk to me a little bit about what you feel like keeps you here. Like for instance, for me, like, God has opened up a lot of doors for me to go into other cities, but never for me to move to another city.
And I'm the same. I've done work at other cities.
In my mind that I'm supposed to be in Detroit.
I feel the same way. I just don't. For me, I've never seen myself. I've kind of willed into my life that I have going now, and I never seen myself really living anywhere else but New York.
Wow.
But after going so many times for Fashion Week or photo shoots, I don't really have to live there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can be here, and if you want me to come there, you'll pay for me to come there, and you'll get the Marv experience there.
Period.
And then I can come back home. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
This is just home. Like,
it's just. I mean, I been to Atlanta, shot in Atlanta. All of the Kiara Diggs and all of the people that's on the TVs now that are these big stars, and all these Tyler Perry. I worked with them 10 years ago. We all know each other from the come up.
Of course.
And all of the people in New York, all of the people Misa's introduced me to, all of everybody that's loves Detroit and what we bring and how we rock. You know what I mean? They love Detroit men. They like how we are. Same with women. And Chicago, I've been there to work, and it's just kind of be like, I'm going back home. You know what I mean? Like,
home. Oh God.
I'm going, and that's something that me and Mia or whoever be always kind of laugh at. Like, I always felt like I was gonna be here with like a big house in Grosse Pointe, like Anita Baker, and fly out and come back home. You know what I mean?
I think that is our destiny.
Yeah, like go and then hit it back. Like, oh, that was fun. Because I went to LA for the first time, and I was just like, this is it. Okay. Maybe you have to do that if you want to be. If maybe 20 years ago that was the thing. I feel like as maybe a 20-year-old, I should have been in New York. But I feel like if I would have went to New York 20 years ago, I probably would have been doing all kind of wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? That didn't have anything to do with styling. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that I would have been in Brooklyn doing, you know what I mean, the most outrageous things that probably wouldn't have had, or working, just trying to pay your rent, because rent there is $4,000 for a 1-bedroom. You know what I mean? So I just never really, I didn't get it. Now I'm kind of like okay with what's going on here with me now, and of course wanting more always, but
absolutely,
I just don't. I'm with you. I just don't really know if another city is for me.
I've tried it. I've tried it so many times. I've never tried New York before, but I've tried LA. I've tried Atlanta. I've tried. And and like I said, God will always give me the opportunity to go there and like network and work and do something. But then it's like
y'all don't like men from other cities. That's just all it is. Women, Detroit women just don't. Every girl that I know that moves from here meets the guys from other cities and be like, "This is corny," or it be like you wind up flying home because your dude is here or he flying. It's never gonna. It's something about Detroit. I always tell people, like, I've been like you. I've been all over. I've been to people parties and clubs and house parties and shopping, and I just be like,
I'm going home.
It just don't really,
People,
just don't really rap. Even the Detroit women, like Detroit women are, y'all are aggressive just like us, and y'all say anything to us, and we kind of be like, I can't believe she said this to me. You know what I mean? And then we kind of like it, like, oh, I like that a little bit. I like that she gave it to me a little bit. You know what I mean? But other than that, I'd be like, them other girls you go to Atlanta, they country, you be like, nah, y'all, and yeah, you be like, oh, hell no.
Like, I'm going back. It's something. It's just something that keeps me in Detroit, and I feel like because we've been here and we do what we do here, we just staples here. It just is what it is. Like, I had to come to terms with that, because I used to be like, all right, God, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to leave. And he'll be like, you're not leaving here. And I just be like, all right.
I don't really feel it. I love New York. I hope God is hearing me, but I like New York and I love Miami. I don't really care for Atlanta. I always say when I become rich, I will have a house in New York, and a house in Miami. But I'm an East Coast, Midwest kind of guy. Every time I go to Vegas, I be like, oh, like it just be kind of like went to LA and I was just in my hotel room
like this is
like, because you can't really, it's hard when you from here. You can't really impress us because it's like, well, my cousin has a Bentley and he is not a star. You know what I mean? And my girl cousin got 5 salons and she, she's not. So you kind of, it's not a good thing. It's kind of like this. It desensitizes really, really bad because you kind of be like,
yeah, Detroit.
Y'all are buying drinks. We buy drinks every weekend. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are bottle service. We do that at the day party. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when you get there, you be like, Okay.
We are super unbothered by
Oh,
everything.
really? You be
like we are celebrities. Like, so
yeah, like the meme said, like
like
you
the
be like, oh, that's
are
75. Hey, how
literal
you doing?
we celebrities.
And then you look down at their shoes like, oh shit, it's horrible. You know, I'll be calling my friends like, I just seen such and such his shoes. You look like
My
him.
God,
His shoes
I
is
cannot
bad. You know, I
stand us
always tell people
sometimes.
like that, like his, you know, girls that be like, oh, you work with I don't want to say their names because I got some stuff coming out with it. How was such and such? I'd be like, he is really a cornball. He's really not the guy that you like. You know what I mean? Like I had to get him dressed. He is really corny.
Like I had to,
yeah. He's shorter than me. I'm 6 feet. You shorter than me. You little. You know what I mean? Like he's a little guy.
Tell me how you feel about how do you feel about the state of Detroit fashion? Like where are we, or where would you are we where you would want us to be, or what would you do different to us? Because I feel like we just have a style like no other. Like we stand out anywhere. When we go somewhere, like people literally be like, where you from? And then when you tell them, they're like, oh yeah, you from Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Like people know that you're from Detroit. So just tell me what is our staple to you as far as fashion?
Detroit is basically like, so a lot of people from Detroit have Southern roots. So your grandmother or your auntie or your uncle, your grandfather, somebody's from the South. So that's where the clean come in, where you know how to get dressed up and put your suit on and not put the right stockings on if you're a woman, like those stockings, you know what I mean? The right kind of, no white shoes, you know, that kind of stuff. I
no
just feel
white
like Detroit,
shoes.
yeah,
Please,
you know,
please.
I just feel like Detroit is like,
killing us.
It's like a ghetto metropolis. Like I don't never get tired of it. Like you know, you
we
be like,
so
God.
ghetto.
You know, like you be like, damn, you know, why did they have to start fighting? But you be looking like, we going next week, right? Like, you know, we'll go back next week. But you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I feel like when someone gets it right, we get it right. I think sometimes we can be a little extra when it comes to we can go a little logo crazy,
We
but
can
then
go
we still know
way
how to do
logo
it.
crazy.
Yeah, we still know how to do it.
The logo on top of logo, on top of logo, on top of logo.
Yeah, but we still know how to. It still be kind of like, yeah, you know, it don't never be like I've watched the people in Atlanta and I'd be like, nah, corny, you know what I mean, country. But when I see Detroit people, I'd be like, she did that shit, you know what I mean, like yeah, she. But you know, all the little girls, you know, the girls that do they shit, you be like, yeah, you went to QE11 and got your pictures and shit. I like that, you know what I mean. You know, I like how she did that shit. You know what I mean? She should have called me. I would have told her to take one brooch off. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I told her to take the little baby hairs. She don't need that many, but you know, I would have told her that.
She don't need that many.
Yeah, she got a lot of them. You know, but you know, but then deep down inside, you be like, you know, that bitch doing that shit. She got 5 Birkin bags. Bitch, stay on 7 Mile.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
About 5. That's
you know, she got a croc and you know, different colors of mini, a crossbody. You know,
I love her.
I love it.
I love us.
Can't nobody do it like us.
I love it. And then of course we got somebody somewhere is gonna throw some buffs on and really make it happen.
You gotta have them. You know what I mean? You gotta listen. You gotta have some wires, some buffs, just in case that you want to be like, well, today I'm gonna throw these on. You know, my aviators or something. You know, something that's a Cardi. You know what I mean? Something that says Cartier.
Yeah, we
got. I mean, you got to. Like I remember, like I just did a shoot. When the shoe come out next month, y'all gonna love it. But I did a shoot and I couldn't find as many people I know with woods and buffs. I couldn't find. It was like everybody I was calling, they're like, "Oh, I broke my arm," so they in the shop, or I don't wear them no more. I gave them to such and such, and I wear, you know, Chrome Heart. So you know, everybody kind of like elevated up. And right. I'm like, as many motherfuckers I see around with, you know what I mean, with the glasses, I couldn't catch nobody with none, but I wound up getting my hands on a couple of pairs just because, you know, everybody has them. But it's just like a thing, you know, Detroit just is a thing, man. I love it.
And I've been noticing within recent times, we also went jewelry crazy.
Jewelry crazy.
We have went jewelry.
Like on some like 2000 Cheddar Boy, baby. That's for sure crazy. I didn't think it was going to get back to that.
You know, ridiculous.
I didn't think the chain game was going to come. I like that it's shorter now. You know, I like it. Because we, you know, me and my boy was kind of laughing like, why we ain't buy us no chain this year? You know what I mean? Like, you know, just because we like, shit, I could have came with a little guy, a little Marv, you know, a little something. And we just was laughing like, we just need us a little kit, you know, but it's just like, it's that. And then, like, I'm a little older, so I'm 41, so I feel like certain stuff is cool. I like to see the young dudes get down. I don't feel old, but I just don't want to be like
that. Yeah.
Look at him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that. You know what I mean? He's trying to.
Like, I really like my life, and I'm trying to be here. So
yeah, I don't want to be. I just want to be when it's time to put on some clothes and a little watch here, a little bling there. I'm good, but like, you know, not too much. You know, but I like it. I mean, I just feel like that's just the culture. Like, we have a certain kind of something. Like, I had a girl, my home girl, her name is Anya. She lives in North Carolina, and when they first put all the dudes with the Detroit stuff, you know, on the pit from the Piston game about a month ago.
That is hilarious.
She was like, called me like, hey, bro, you know, real casual, like, hey, bro, what you doing? I'm like, nothing. She like, how you been? You know, just she was like, I'm coming up there to get me one of them niggas. You know what I mean? Like, do you know them? Give them your little cousins?
Hey,
like, I don't know. I know one of them. She was like, I knew you knew one of them. You know, so it was
No, I love the fact this is only Detroit. Yeah. I love the fact that the Pistons do the ice cam.
That's out cold, right? It's out cold. It's out cold.
Hilarious.
It's out cold. Like, but she was serious. Like, yeah, I'm gonna come get me one of them. I know you got a house. I know I can come to one of the rooms for the week. I'm like, come through. You know what I mean? We go down there.
Come on, girl.
You know. But that's my girl. That's my home girl. But she was like, I'm coming up there. She was like, I know how you get down and seen you when we go to New York and stuff, because she used to live in New York. And we, you know, went to Fashion Week together. Boy. I'm sorry.
Tell her, come get her a D-boy.
I said, come. I said, he gonna ruin your life, but you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a great time. I said, we ruin lives. We can't help it. We
ruin them, okay?
I'm a man. I'm a fashion guy.
Oh, Lord, this is so funny. Marv, I knew you was gonna have me on here crying. I did not take
it's gonna ruin your life. You're gonna have a great weekend.
Mess up your credit and everything.
But after that, you're gonna go down, baby. You're going down, buddy. Like, you're going down. Jesus. You're from out of town too. He's gonna run all kind of stuff through your apartment. And
I'm telling you. You gonna leave here. She gonna leave here with so much stuff in her name, it ain't gonna make no sense.
She ain't even gonna know nothing about what happened to her. Cash App hit, credit cards hit. She gonna be towed up.
Okay, shut up. Okay, I'm not talking about it.
All right.
So, where do you see yourself by the end of this year?
So hopefully, I see myself still creative directing, still wardrobe styling. Hopefully, I'll be a little more in tune with what all is coming here in the city.
Okay.
I had a couple of meetings with some people and received some text messages about some stuff. So hopefully, it's some things that I can do that'll have me doing the flying to get clothes or getting more stuff for the artists or people that I'm working with. So it's just about networking more. I have a movie. Hopefully it's coming out this year.
Okay.
A movie I shot in August with Omari Hardwick and
dope.
Omari Hardwick, and it was like 5 other people. Tamara's husband.
That's Corey. Yep,
yeah.
That's his name.
Corey, he was in it. Omari Hardwick, the uncle from Snowfall, Uncle Jerome.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 5 other girls that's been in like Tyler Perry movies and stuff. It was a good cast.
You did wardrobe and
I did just the styling.
Just
did
the
the
styling.
costume name
Okay.
for that. Me and Tanja, the shoe lady, did it together.
Okay.
Yeah, she was lead, but she really was like, you go ahead, please, because they driving me crazy.
I know you killed it. I know. I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah. So we did it. We did it and shot it in August. I just seen the director Kasim maybe like a month ago in December. Okay. So he said he just been still editing. Was trying to get it to different. All his stuff usually go to Sundance. So hopefully it'll go to something like that. Yeah. Clever laughing because I said, I can't think of that man's name.
And guess what? When you said Uncle Jerome, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Because I kept telling people, Ghost, like I'm doing a movie with Ghost.
You know, Ghost.
Like, right. Okay. But, I can't think of their real names. But y'all know, I know what to put on that resume, though, and on that portfolio.
So tell me, do we have no plans? I know even if you don't plan on closing that you're out this way, but we don't have a space for what you do. Look at me. I'm always trying to put more on people's plate.
Yeah, so, like a space, like a like a office.
Yeah, I'm talking about like an office, like a space with Marv Neal on the front of it. Look at me. Look, I be on some other stuff, Marv. Okay?
I'm for it. I just don't know if that's in my realm. If that's now, I have been thinking about doing something like that because I have jeans denim outside of what I do. Mm-hmm. Getting a space because I get tired of everybody coming to
a creative directing space.
Yeah.
Maybe do a little teaching there. I'm always about sharing information, mm-hmm. and passing things along and helping people be better. And I know you for us too. So I know maybe some teaching, maybe some classes. I don't know if you've ever done anything like that before.
Yeah, I've done a lot of classes and a lot of panels and stuff, but I most for sure would do more teaching. I think it's just I'm the type of person that what's the saying if the student appear or whatever, but I'm with it. Like whenever anybody calls me that wants to get into it, I'll talk to them.
Yeah. I think I can see that for you. I can see you doing that and teaching and doing dope one-on-ones.
Yeah, I do a lot of that. I'm all for it. Like I've had a lot of interns. Actually, a couple of my interns are doing other things, but they were grateful for what I showed them.
Absolutely.
And what people do is when they find out that wardrobe styling is not a game and it's hard work, they usually be like, I'm gonna do something else. Yeah, if you're a student, the teacher would appear. Yeah, I know something like that. But shout out to Ash Couture. But yeah,
that's my sponsor for tonight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ash. Get Lushy.
Get Lushy.
Yeah, I love Ash's bomb. Thank you so much, Ash, for sponsoring the show tonight.
Yeah, shout out to Ash. But yeah, I'm always. I mean, anything anybody asks me, I ain't never too big to be like, nah, I'm not doing. I'm just not that guy. Like, I mean, of course, in all making sense of things, but I'm open to it. That the creative space sounds great. That's kind of what I've been thinking about. Yeah, I just don't. I think sometimes I just be trying to find out what pocket it fits in. Like, okay, you know what I mean? If this is the place, but I'm open for it though.
I noticed that there are a lot of like this city, like there are people who say like they're stylists and they're creative directors and all that kind of stuff. Like so many people say that. You know what I mean?
They do.
And it's like to learn from somebody that is that, I always believe in getting information from the people that I know are credible.
And that's for me too.
Yeah, and get information from. Like I can't really call myself a radio personality or a media personality or anything of that nature if I haven't studied the people before me. You see what I'm saying?
That's me. That's me.
Like
I'm the same way.
I would have never been like, oh yeah, like I studied like people when I was on the radio for those many years. Like I studied people that came before me. I paid homage to people that came. I wanted to learn from them. I wanted to be in their presence.
Yeah.
Like I was, and I'm never too big for that. Like
I'm the same.
I'm never too big for that. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, like like Misa, I bow down to her all the. That's my boo.
Misa cold.
Cold. I mean, that's what when I seen them doing it, that's what I knew in high school. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, reading Mary J. Blige album packet and seeing, you know, wardrobe stylist or fashion stylist Sybil Phoenix or Penix or Phoenix or however you enunciate her name, or Mary J. Blige, or in the Biggie you will see Groovy Lou. So, you know, all of these people that I follow, even still, Atiba Newsom, you know, June Ambrose, all, you know, all of the people that I seen doing all of these Hype Williams videos, or Aaliyah, Derek Lee, that was doing Aaliyah, that turned her into the beautiful one that we see in the pictures we see right before she passed.
Yeah.
It was all of those people from, I'll say, at least 15, 14 to 18 that let me know this is what I wanted to do. So it's always about, to me, paying homage. Like, it don't have nothing to do with me being close in age. Like, I still be like, I love what you did. Because y'all saved me. I could have been a menace. You know what I mean? I could have been really doing something that I shouldn't have been doing, and I didn't, because I knew I was chasing what I'm doing now. You know, chasing the dream. So you always have to pay homage to the people before you. I agree with you on that.
Chasing the dream never stops, does it?
It never stops. It never stops. Because once you stop doing that, then that's when you die.
It never, ever stops.
Mm-hmm. It never stops. You have to keep chasing what you want.
Tell us right now, what would, if you could change anything, if you could go back and do anything different over your 10 plus year career, because you've been doing this for a long time, longer than I even knew, Marv. That's crazy. Way
okay.
Than I've even known. Tell what would you say right now to the younger version of you? Just things that you may have wanted to do different, or even if you wanted to keep everything the same. But there's always something, I believe, that when we turn back and we look at the younger version of ourselves, things that we would have told ourselves back then. So now, I mean, I think everything pans out the way that it should.
Yeah.
But maybe some things could have been different or easier, or just what would 41-year-old Marv tell 8-year-old Marv?
Follow your dreams, and even if they don't understand, still do what you want to do. Like, people didn't understand the 8-year-old me saying, "Oh, I want to be a fashion designer," because that's what I wanted to be first.
That's crazy.
So it was kind of like, oh, you know, when you know how kids is, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a, you know, this and that. It was nobody saying I want to be, you know, I was literally standing up like, hey, I want to be a fashion designer, and they was looking like, you know, the kid, even my boys in the class was looking
like you don't want to be a police officer?
Yeah, like, you don't want to be a football coach? I'm like, hell no, that's boring. You know, no. Right. I like what I see, you know, the drug dealers wearing up the street. I like their Gucci chip shoes. I want to make that so they can wear that. You know what I mean? It'd be mine. But no, I would just say, 8-year-old Marv, it's okay
to be different.
To be different. Yeah.
Yes.
That was what, you know, it wasn't coached into me, because, you know, the thing back then, especially coming into the 90s, it was more so, you know, try to get a football scholarship, try to get in the NFL or NBA. And I'm like, I don't want to do that shit. Like, I'm watching Tim Blanks and I see these runway shows and I got Versace shit. I want to wear, you know what I mean? I want people to wear my shit. I want to put people in what I'm, you know what I mean? I want to do something in this. Like, of course I love Maurice Malone. I want people to wear my jeans like they wore his, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted that. So the tunnel vision has always been there to what you see now for the interview with me and you. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't, I mean, I was in the hood, but I wasn't doing what I probably could have been doing. I mean, I wasn't no punk, you know, by far, and I wasn't.
Right. Mark,
I wasn't
like, look, I want to be fresh. I don't know what y'all doing.
Yeah, I just was like, hey, y'all are sweating. I don't want to do that. I got my Hirachis on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I got my gated, you know, Prodigy shoes before everybody. They're like, what is that? I'm like, it's iceberg.
Never.
You know?
Never mind. Look.
You know, yeah. No, go ahead. Y'all go flip some matches. I'm not doing that. You know, it was just like, I was that kind of person, like literally like Mitch on Paid in Full. Like, y'all are sweating, y'all. You see these waves? I just can't get my head. What is up with y'all? You know, back up. You know what I mean? Like, I was literally like, I just got my pants off the cleaners. I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? Like, we are going to the Rail Shake Cabaret tonight. I don't want to.
What's wrong with you? Talking about y'all over there sweating?
Yeah,
like,
go. You know, like, oh, you know, y'all ain't cool. I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, y'all gotta be cool. Yeah, geek down. You know, chill out. But no, I just think that
crazy.
You silly. I don't know. I just feel that way. I just feel like I just was I've always been me. Anybody that knows me know that I've always been cool. I've always been about the clothes. It's gonna forever be about the clothes, and that's just what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm ever gonna find anything that lights my fire, like doing a photo shoot or creative directing or telling someone what they should do for their brand or for what they, you know, what I can foresee for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like what I like to do. I get excited about that kind of stuff.
Well, I am so happy that you took the time out to be on the show.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
You listen, Marv, this is one of the funniest This is one of the funniest interviews I have done in so long. Oh my God.
And that's funny because it's like people that don't know me. I mean, I know you know me. We know each
other. You retarded. That's what they
But people don't know that I'm funny. Like, they kind of be like, he looks mean to the motherfucker. I ain't about to say that to him. And then they DM me later on in the night. I see you at the party. And I wanted to tell you, you know, you look like what? You know, that's weird. And then Clem or somebody be like, nigga, you know you look like a serial killer. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, that's just how I look. Like, well, that's supposed to be walking around smiling.
Oh,
like,
God.
Yeah, you like,
this crazy, y'all.
Weirdo. You know what I mean? He's a weirdo. I knew he was weird. He do fashion, you know. You know, creatives is weird. So
yeah, they think all creative people are like weird. I think Kanye gave that vibe off.
Yeah, I think, but Kanye that's a whole nother hour of a show.
It is, but
I like what Kanye. I like that Kanye wheels into. I like that Kanye knows how to tip off social media and use it towards his brand.
He does.
He's so smart that he makes people think that he's crazy, and he's really not crazy. Like, he's not crazy at all. Not like how people be like, oh shit, I'd be like, nah. He knows he's got this album about to come out, and
he knows what to do. He knows how to market.
Yeah, I mean, Kris Jenner was his mother-in-law. If don't nobody know how to make you get some money, she know how to make you be like, you want to sell 1 million, you know, you want to do your thing, put a penis pic out. You know how they talk. You know how they be.
Listen,
they like that. She like whatever you got to do to get to the money, and then you do a deal, and you know now you with Adidas, and
now you're millionaire for no reason.
Yeah,
like my daughter's just rich.
Just rich. I would love for her to manage me. I'd be like, what you want me to do? You said ride up to Cali Boulevard and do what? Crash into the pole? Okay. Give me a minute.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Marv, you are stupid. I want to shout out my sponsor one more time.
Go ahead.
Ash Couture, thank you so much. You can visit and see her products, and I think I got products on the way. You can visit getlushy.com. Ash, if you are still on here, thank you so much for sponsoring tonight's show. Marv Neal, everybody. He is crazy. I love him. Celebrity Stylist, creative director. I'm waiting on a Marv Neal studio or something to hit down.
Yeah, a couple of people trying to get me to write a book. So maybe I might try to write a book or something.
You gonna write a book?
Yeah, they've been trying to get me to do like a pamphlet type book of how to do wardrobe styling. So I've been thinking about it.
That's dope. Don't think about it. Let's go. Let's get done.
I've been thinking about doing that. So I think about this summer. I'll talk to the people that's been they kind of been on my ass about it. Like, you should do it. I don't think nobody else really does it. You know a lot of different tricks and trades.
Nobody else really does that either. You definitely should get on that, Marv.
I'll do that. When I do, I'll let you know.
Please let me know because we can work out a whole nother situation when that happens. Sure.
Yeah, but they've been kind of asking me for about a year or two, like, you got too many.
That's a whole nother. You tapping into something totally different now.
Yeah, so I feel like I totally agree. I'm not shooting down. None you said all of the more multimedia. I wanted to be the stylist where I wanted to just be, how they were back in the day. You just was in the background. You did your shoot. You going about your life. I was kind of reared in that. But now I don't mind doing interviews or being out in the, showing people that, oh, he does have a personality.
And the fact that, and a lot of people, you actually interview very well. And a lot of people don't like I've reached out to like several people that I think are dope to try to get them to do an interview on the show. I'm very strategic about the people that I pick to be on the show.
Right.
I do all of this stuff. I do all of this stuff on my own. I don't have any help in that area. I think about the people. I pray about it. I think about the concept of the show. I reach out to different people for different things. And a lot of people say they don't like to talk.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'll be
I
like, you do this, like you gotta learn how to want to talk.
Yeah, you have
to learn how to want to be interviewed because of what you do. You supposed to share that information. Information is not for us to sit on.
No, it's not.
If I have a gift, I'm not doing God a service at all if I don't share it.
Yeah, I believe in that too. I'm gonna. That's why I don't mind when someone DMs me or someone sends an email. I don't mind because I wish I had someone to tell me what to do when I started. Like every shoot and every hiccup and every learning how to LLC, do your taxes and how to charge and things that you the woes that you go through, even as far as I am in my career now. I still kind of waver and question on what I should charge and what I shouldn't charge, or is that gonna be too much, or you know what I mean? Like
I'm
you kind of,
you
and then you love it so much, so you kind of like, I don't want to charge them, but my rent is due. You know what I mean? Like I want to, you know what I mean? You don't want to, you kind of don't want to mess up the relationship, but then you still have to get paid for what you doing, and then you don't want to overdoing it, but then you don't want to count nobody. It's just a lot of things when you're an entrepreneur you try to do. So
I'm telling you, being an entrepreneur is probably one of the hardest things ever.
Very hard.
People want to be an entrepreneur so bad that they have no idea.
Not fun.
It's not fun. Being an entrepreneur.
It's not fun.
Because it is not easy.
It's not easy at all. I did it, and I will still go and get a job, and then I'll do it, and then I'll be like, let me go get a job. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
I don't play around. I'd be like, yeah, this is cool, but okay, so I made this amount of money this month, and I'm supposed to do this again. Okay, this is not happening. They're not going to never pay me what
I mean, I think we just have in our mind, we have this plan. Like, as soon as I become an entrepreneur, tomorrow I'm going to be filthy rich.
Man,
and I'm like 10 plus years in, y'all, and I ain't nowhere near rich. So let's be clear.
Man, please.
Let's be clear
that
I'm still a struggling artist. Like,
you and me both.
I hop on this live every Wednesday. And when I pray, I be like, Lord, let Oprah be on here tonight, or somebody.
Tonight is the night. Yeah, tonight is the night. I feel the same. I'm the same. I be like, if Rihanna would have wore these kind of glasses with this outfit, I would have had a better job. You know what I mean? If A$AP Rocky's suit would have been tailored just right, and they would have called me for it, he would have been A1. You know what I mean? I'm always like, God damn. When is it gonna happen? You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, I get it,
like,
man.
I'm telling you, I'd be like, Lord, you always said all we need is one. Where is the one? Where is the one, Marv?
I'm waiting on my one. Listen. I know all of the people. The guy that does her and the people that design his clothes for her, Bria. She's from Detroit, and I'll be like, "What's up, y'all?" They be like, "Marv, what up? Where you?" I'll be like, "Yeah, but you already got her. I need somebody else." It's just like I'm waiting on my person. So when I'm going my person appear, I'm ready.
I'm waiting on mine too. I really, really, really enjoyed it. See, I really enjoyed this conversation because I like when I'm interviewing somebody that is gonna keep it real and be transparent and not be scared to say I'm still figuring it out.
I'm still figuring it out. I mean, I don't think with a job like wardrobe styling, that is a job that is not a job. Some people feel like it's a hustle, or it's not, what people are used to saying is a job. I think that you're always going to try to figure it out. And if people don't know, they need to go watched the Respect the Architect thing on Netflix with Misa talking about everything, like even stuff she said I didn't know she went through. You know what I mean? And she's a mentor in my mind, and we cool. You know what I mean? I respect her, but I see that now you go through those things when you are an entrepreneur and you chasing this dream of doing fashion or doing radio or doing, multimedia stuff. You just kind of go through that, you know what I mean, where you just don't know. You don't know. You know what I mean? You kind of be like you say, you pray to God and you work for your next
thing. I'm telling you, you get to a point, so, like, it literally in my mind, I can't even tell you how many times in my mind that I've quit.
Listen.
And I'm talking about a real place. Like, how many times during my 10+ year run that I have literally quit in my brain. Like, you know what? I'm over it. This is stupid. It's ghetto. Like, this is not working. The money is not coming.
The money is not coming. It's all the time. It's always like,
I quit a million times in my head.
I be like
literally,
so
quit.
Am I supposed to just go get a Chrysler job and be like,
and just do modern day slavery?
And just really be like, well, I got a house on West Island Drive, and that type of Detroit thing. Like, is this what I'm supposed to be left with? You know what I mean? But it's just like, I think the fight within you and the fight within me will keep us pushing. And when it's everything that we're doing, this interview, and the more stuff that you do, the more stuff I do, the world and God can't help but see it.
Yeah,
so it'll happen. It'll just happen when it's time for it to happen for us. You know what I mean?
That's what keeps me going.
And I don't give a shit if I'm 60. I'm still gonna be like,
me too.
Let me go to this photo shoot with my rack of clothes. You know what I mean? I'm gonna look at my rack. Can you
Marv,
this rack, sir?
When I say, I be like, I don't care how old I get.
You're like, shit. But it's like that, sometimes you might have a Tony Braxton. Like, okay, so here's an even more transparent thing. I worked with Tony Braxton and didn't meet Tony Braxton.
What?
Like, I sold the clothes, I picked out the outfit. It was like, hey, how you doing? But it wasn't like, this is Marv the Stylist. It wasn't that.
Wow, you know what I mean? Marv.
It was really like a job. Like, I was really with my all black on at Shane Park. It wasn't like a whole introduction or thing. It was just kind of like, she's in her room, not a diva, but just like, I'm Tony Braxton. And
wow,
it's something that I will forever have on my resume to do. But
absolutely,
I don't have a memory. I mean, besides
the fact that you did
that I worked with her and I seen her because she had a side changing room off the side of off the side of on the side because she just came from Vegas. But or whoever else, like Delicious and all of the other people that I work with here, Mazzani and everybody that's somebody that's from here, I'm pretty much touched in some type of way, male or female. Vezo and all of these people, but we have our thing. I do an amazing job. I just don't get a call back. I don't know why, but you know
what I always feel like, and I want to share this with you, and I want to share this with everybody that's listening. I had to realize that I'm called to certain people.
Yeah.
And I used to get caught up in not being in the loop of certain situations.
Yeah.
That used to get me. Because I used to be like, wait a minute, who did what now? Like, oh, okay. And I used to be like, that's weird. Because it's like, I could do that with my eyes closed, hands tied behind my back. You can blindfold me. I can do that, right?
Yeah.
And so God had to deal with me in that area because you're not called to everybody.
You're not called to everybody.
And it doesn't matter who that person is or who we think we are. But at the end of the day, I'm only for a certain type of people.
I'm only there for certain things. That's just like, and here's another transparent moment. When that Bottega show came and I didn't get an invite, you talking about somebody that was hot.
Listen,
And I don't get hot. Like, I'm always real kind of like psycho cool and, oh, I ain't fazed by it. I was hot.
Listen, I can't tell you how many times, and I'm being super transparent right now. I can't tell you how many times stuff happened and it was like, who hosted? Yikes. Like, I'm just in my mind, I'm like, oh, that one right there was a no-brainer. Like, that was a no, like that one, like, I don't even understand how that happened.
But see, we know how that happens, and this is something that we have to call, this is something that has to be said about on this interview. What happens in Detroit is a lot of times they give people jobs just because they know them. That's not how jobs should be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you hire who is the right person for it. Now, I'm all for you putting your person on and you looking out for your cousin and you doing this and that, but it's like you did this big show and you let your little cousin pick out your outfit for this show.
Right.
And you wonder why you look crazy.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you wonder why you look crazy. Because you know you was going to be running around this show, so you really should have got something made custom. Really, you should have. That's what you should have did.
That's what you should.
But you didn't go to somebody that know about what you should have done. Oh, and then you gonna wear something from Somerset that everybody got on. So you really didn't win tonight because you look like me sitting in the audience.
Right.
But if you would have dealt with someone that's a creative and someone that knows the difference between something on stage and your regular going to the bar clothes, then you would have knew that you might need to get something custom.
I just really, I agree with that. I agree with the fact that people, and it's no shade. Like,
it's no, I ain't with that.
You should put your people on.
Yeah.
No shade.
No shade. Yeah.
Some people are just gifted in certain areas, and if you can, having access to people is very important. Everybody don't have access to other people. Like me being able to be like, I want Marv on my show and be able to call you and get you on my show. That's important to me because I have access to call you and other people. You know what I'm saying? There are creatives and artists and all these other people. Like, I value my relationships with people.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Able to call people and get them on this show is something that I will never take for granted because nobody has to do anything for me. So when I'm accessible to certain people and I'm gifted in that area and you don't take advantage of that, that makes me be like, oh, okay, because it's only gonna, my life is only gonna come full circle. So it's gonna be a time when I'm on TV and you won't be able to have that access anymore.
I mean, but that's the same thing with me. So imagine how,
and I'm gonna be
the
on
same
TV.
way you feel, and it's like I might not always be here.
Absolutely.
And then, so you gonna wait until you see me on Love and Hip Hop or on a bigger show or a bigger network, and then be like, oh shit, can you do some jeans for me? I don't have time now. What about when I was sitting on 8 Mile and just was like, well, I won't do a photo shoot with you.
But that's what's so crazy about
that's the downfall of Detroit.
That is the downfall of Detroit.
We said all the good. Now that's the downfall of Detroit.
Because the thing is, when I'm not accessible anymore, then what happens? Oh, she acting funny now.
Oh, she acting funny now. Oh, he acting funny now. No. No. You had access to me when you had access to me. Don't wait until you, that's the problem. Don't wait until you see me doing stuff to now you want to, I don't have time now.
Exactly. I don't have any time.
I don't have any time. And now you really don't have the budget that I'm looking for now. Because I'm accustomed to another lifestyle.
Listen, Mark, this is the crazy part. When I would have done it in that season, I would have done it for free.
I would have done it for free.
I would have done it for free.
You messed with me, right? So we could have made something happen. We could have went to your closet. We could have went to your gram and seen what you had, what you did wear, what shoe you could wear again. We could, you know what I mean? We could have made something happen. But now I can't do nothing for you. I'm busy.
I'm telling you.
But now I'm acting funny. Now you want to ride me when you see me. You know what I mean? Now you want to get into a fist fight. Now I got to beat you up and act like 20 years ago. You know, now you want to, you know what I mean? Now you want to send the people after me, and now you want to, you know.
Oh, God.
Now it's getting back to Detroit, man. You be like, I didn't want to go through this, but see, here we go. You know what I mean? But that's the thing.
That is the downfall of being here. And I think at a point in time when I was really trying to leave here, that's one of the reasons why. Because I was like, they don't respect me. They don't respect me. They don't respect my hustle. They don't respect what I do. And I've done some things and they just don't respect it.
Yeah, but that's just Detroit. Like you have to, I had to learn because I don't have imposter syndrome. I just don't feel like it's no need to be running around. I don't have the personality to run around and spew off what I've done. You know what I mean? I just don't have that. That's just not me. I'm just cool. But I also know my worth and I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. You know what I mean? And I know what you're going to get me to do. So I just think with all of that, and you have all of these people in the city, and instead of pulling them in and rallying, it's like y'all just be, like you said, you'd be like, who did that movie? You know what I'm saying? And who styled that? Like, who? Oh, they're stylists. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be like, oh, then I just be quiet over here, like, oh. Okay.
You got to. I'm telling you, in my walk with God and my talks with Him, the more He quiets me, the better off I am. Because when I open up my mouth, it's just all bad, and so it's just like. In my
I'm not too.
My older years, I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm not too. I'm a North End guy, so I will fight, and I'm not too ashamed to say it. I know how to do that very well. I can do a lot of things well. I'm not going to do a lot of arguing. I'm not going to do a lot of talking, but I will.
Why am I on this live with you? You are.
Yeah, I will. I don't have a problem with it. People that don't know, he don't have a problem with it. Like, if this is what we doing, this is what we doing. Back to the Detroit stuff, right? Yeah, I can go to, I can talk Chanel with you, but I got a little something.
Marv, we is not about to fight. No fighting.
Yeah.
Marv, I so appreciate you. I needed all of somebody on here talking about, come on, fight.
Yeah, because I will. I know.
Y'all do not. Who is that? Maria, stop it. We ain't fighting.
A couple of people on here, a little I'm with it. You know what I mean? And I'm going to win. Yeah, I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win because I can do it.
God.
I used to box when I was little, and then I come from a fighting family. They all like to do it still. The girls still.
Marv, the fighting creative director.
Yeah, like I am very classy, but I am very that. Like,
yeah,
it's called,
Marv, it's called balance.
It's called balance. I believe in that. I believe in it.
Oh, Lord. Marv, I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm saving this because people got
you got to save it. Put it up so the people can watch it.
I'll save all of them, but this one is by far the funniest interview I have done all year.
Cool. I'm glad to hear. Hope I answered your questions right and gave some people
You did wonderful, and I'm looking forward to more interviews, and I'm looking forward to see you doing more interviews, not just with me, but just period.
Yeah, I will.
Somebody said, "Oh, somebody called you their Misa."
Oh, that
was so nice.
Appreciate that, man.
All right, Marv. I'll see you later.
Much love. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.